Can you name any memorable student? Any batch you like the most?
Actually, each batch is very unique for me.
How much maximum a physiology postgraduate can earn in India?
A certain institution pay maybe around.
And what inspired you to pursue physiology? Do you have any regret about choosing your PG branch?
Actually, yes, physiology was not the branch which I wanted to take.
What the scope of pursuing non-clinical branch for PG? Which book you personally recommend for physiology?
Guyton and Hall textbook, then Ganong Review of Physiology.
Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of Unseen Podcast with Nilesh. Today I have with me Dr. Jyoti Damodar ma'am, Assistant Professor of Physiology in Government Medical College, Kannur. Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi Nilesh, I am fine. How are you?
Good ma'am. Ma'am, usually I begin podcast with listening to the guest story from MBBS journey and then we proceed. But for this podcast, I make a Google form and ask students to send their question through that. And many students want to know your journey from your childhood, early life, your schooling days. How was it? Can you please tell?
Okay. Actually, I was born in Kannur, in Kannur district only, proper Kannur city. And I did my schooling in Erskine Higher Secondary School, Payambalam, Kannur.
How did you choose medicine? Was it your childhood dream to become a doctor?
Actually, my father is a doctor. He is an orthopedic surgeon who was in government service and got retired. So, in my childhood, actually, I was very curious seeing my father dealing with his profession and with the common man, how he was serving people. So, I think as a curious child and to having the what is it, how to serve my people around me, that made me having this ambition to be a doctor.
Can you share your NEET journey? How did you prepare?
I mean, in our time, we didn't have this NEET. Actually, I had taken up CET entrance and got into the medical college.
Can you share your MBBS life memories, college life, about ragging, hostel life?
I think actually MBBS is a transformative journey, and regarding the memorable moments in our MBBS life, I think maybe it is our late night combined study which we used to have during a exam time, and how we used to study. I think in our first year, how we used to study the osteology with the bone set and all sitting and trying to keep the different bones in different positions. All this, I mean, now when I think, I feel very nice. And about the ragging, initially, I think we used to find it very difficult, very scared. But later, I used to really feel very happy to have. I was very fortunate to have such seniors who were was helping throughout our exams, like to how to attend our cases, how to take the clinical case history, and all those steps.
Did you think that ragging improves students' growth?
Those times, yes, because it was not a very severe ragging, or it was almost like a friendly type of ragging, which with later we used to become very friendly with the seniors. But now recently, I think they crossed the limit of ragging, which really what is it, bring depression and all those things for the students.
Nearly it's about more than 20 years you have completed your MBBS. Are you still connects with your batchmates?
When we finished our MBBS, those days we didn't have any connection because I think we didn't have the social media and all those stuff. But after that, when the social media has come into, like I think a few of our batchmates, they have really taken the struggle to bring almost all our batchmates together into the group. So in this social media group, and we have the reunions now where we get connected and we keep that friendship now.
And what inspired you to pursue physiology? Did you prefer any other branch for PG?
Actually, yes, physiology was not the branch which I wanted to take, but I think because my child was very small that time, and the clinical subjects with the 24 hours duty and all, I was finding it difficult. So I think then I chose physiology, and later I think I started developing the passion for the teaching skill
How does the PG life compare to the other clinical branch?
in physiology.
Yes.
I think physiology, when you compare with the clinical, it has got less stress. There, I think in clinical branch you have more stress and you have the night duties and all those things. And in physiology, I think we will have more chance to get interacted with our students than what is it, more for research work, paper publication and all those things.
And what are the future options for physiology postgraduate in India?
Physiology, I think if they are interested with research, doing research, they have research institutions and all those things where you can develop more of the subject. And then I think you have neurophysiology, cardiophysiology, hematology, and those who are interested to put up a lab, you can be lab oriented. Then I think if they are into the teaching, they can go into the teaching profession itself.
How much maximum a physiology postgraduate can earn in India?
I think that depends on the institution. A certain institution pay maybe around 50,000 or something, and certain other that is highly advanced with the research work, maybe they pay more than that. It depends on the institution.
Ma'am, many students are confused for postgraduate branches. So, what factors should they consider before choosing a branch?
See, by the time I think your 5 years, I mean the 4.5 years of your MBBS life and the 1 year of your house surgency, I think you will be knowing about each subject and your what is it, your ability to deal with the subject. So it is. It mainly depends on the students' interest to choose. Then I think they can talk with their seniors, with the teachers or the other faculty members regarding their concern of choosing the subject, which can help them.
How did you enter in teaching profession?
I think I early mentioned like when I wanted to take the clinical subject, and maybe once I got into the physiology, I think I created that passion for teaching and how to interact with the students, how to go in depth with the students, to be a good mentor with the students, and now I enjoy teaching.
And what is a typical day look like of an assistant professor in a government medical college?
I think like we have to prepare for the classes, PowerPoint, then the lab work. In the department, we have the department meetings. Then to what is it with the PGs, helping them or guiding them with their thesis work. So my day goes like that.
When many students find physiology boring, how can they make it more interesting?
Okay, physiology as such, I think it is a fundamental subject where we deal or we have to know about the what is that physiological process, that is the normal physiological process happening. So I think like whatever is happening inside our body, if we have a question with us like why it is happening or how it is happening, like say for example when in case of any stress or some when you get excited, there'll be a rise in your heart rate, right? There can be a rise in your blood pressure. So like when you think if there is a rise in my blood pressure, how it can be brought back to normal, that is without taking a tablet or something, how our body's own mechanism can bring it back to normal. So if you think about such questions, if you bring up such questions in your mind, I think it can be more interesting once you think about your own body, how it is functioning.
Ma'am, which book you personally recommend for physiology in MBBS?
For undergraduates, I think we can tell Guyton and Hall textbook, then Ganong Review of Physiology. But for exam point of view, I think we can ask the students to read A.K. Jain, N. Geeta, Indu Kurana, and G.K. Pal.
How a student should prepare physiology for like university exam and for that NEET PG?
Say for university exam, they have to know in depth about the subject, where they have to write the essay questions and short essay questions and all those things. But for NEET PG, they have to know about how to solve the MCQs, and time management is a very important factor there. And I think they can focus more on the important topics like cardiovascular physiology, respiratory physiology, central nervous system, etc.
Apart from academics, what skills should a medical student learn?
I think a medical student, they should more focus on the communication skill. That is, if they are into the clinical branch, with the patients, with their bystanders. And I think for a non-clinical student, they should be having the communication skill with the students, like how they can become a good mentor for the student, how they can create the passion for teaching, and how they can bring the student back to be interested with that particular subject.
Towards the end of podcast, we will take some students' question. Can you name any memorable student?
I think I have taught around more than 2,500 students, and I have many memorable students. So I don't want to name a single, but I'm very happy, and I'm feeling that I'm fortunate enough to see their success. I find it as a reward for me. So I don't want to name any student.
Any batch you like the most?
Actually, each batch is very unique for me. I learn from all new batches. So maybe I have got very good experiences from the batches, and sometimes maybe bad experience also. But all the batches, they're very dear to me.
If a student didn't score well in NEET PG to secure a good clinical branch, should they opt for non-clinical branch or attempt the exam again? What the scope of pursuing non-clinical branch for PG?
See, there is, it all depends on the student's interest. Actually, if they have prepared for a NEET PG entrance, and they give, and some students, they are very adamant to take one particular subject itself, and maybe they don't get through that subject, and they will be very adamant that they want to take that so that they can repeat the NEET PG again. And I've seen students like that. They keep writing till they get that particular subject. And some, they're like, okay, I don't want to repeat the NEET PG again. I will write, I will take whatever subject I get through. So it depends on the student itself.
How do you manage your personal life and professional life?
Actually, I think I set a boundary between the profession and my family. Once I go home, I prioritize. I can be with my family. I spend my time with them. Then I find time to do the extracurricular, dance or exercise or like that.
You have been teaching nearly about 25 years. Do you have any regret about choosing your PG branch?
No, I don't have any regrets, because from the time I've been into physiology, I've tried to put all I think my sincere efforts to create that passion for teaching. And now I think that is the main passion, where I can see many students. I think in each year I find different students where I can help them, I can mentor them, I can what is that, I can feel their problems and bring back them to their studies. I can really what is that, I can be friendly with them also.
And before we wind up, one last advice you want to give to all students.
See, I think I told you this is a transformation or a transformative journey. So we have to keep learning. We have to be curious, and it's not that we attain PG seat, we finish our PG, and then we think that we know the complete subject and we are pakka perfect with that subject. No, we have to be a lifelong learner. That is, we have to be very very curious to find out each day like what is the new information that is coming up, so that we can bring up with new ideas. So I think we have to be a lifelong learner.
And one last question. Over the years in many students fall into depression. They start drinking alcohol, smoking. What advice you want to give to them?
See, first of all, like they come from their leaving their family, they come from different places, and it is a new place where I have to get adjusted, new subjects, and it will not be like as they were trained during their school life. The professional life will not be like that. So once they find it difficult, I think they can approach their teachers or they can approach their seniors, whomever they feel comfortable to, and talk to them like what exactly is their difficulty, or they can go up to the counseling people. I think in our medical college also we have the student cell counseling center. They can approach them, talk to them their difficulties, and right from the beginning itself they can find the what is it, whatever they can do for them, rather than they go into all this. I think that is the advice what I can give.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining this podcast.
Okay, can I ask you one question now?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Like Nilesh, out, I think you have seen so many teachers here, and how come? What made you approach me for your podcast?
You are the first teacher I met in here. In first year, every student met for go for physiology, anatomy. So you are the first teacher I met. That's why.
Okay, thank you.